Welcome to this deep dive where we are going to cut straight through the noise and look at the grounded reality of how AI is practically transforming supply chain management. Look, if you work in operations, you've probably been bombarded with wild promises of fully autonomous systems and, robotic planners swooping in to solve absolutely everything. Well, today, we're stripping all of that away. We're going to look at the actual data, the real-world limitations, and exactly how artificial intelligence is being used right now to solve concrete, everyday problems.
So before we do anything else, let's anchor our entire mindset on this one absolutely critical, pragmatic question. Honestly, the most useful way to understand AI in the supply chain is not to ask, what can AI do? That is just way too broad. Instead, we need to be asking, which supply chain decision becomes faster, clearer, or less risky when AI supports it? If an AI tool can't answer that specific question for your workflow, it's simply not worth your time.
Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Beyond the AI hype. 2. Limits of manual planning. 3. Real-world AI use cases. 4. Risks and real failures. 5. The 4-factor success framework. And 6. Launching your first pilot. Let's get into it.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Beyond the AI Hype, where we'll look at AI as a decision support layer.
Let's bust the biggest myth right out of the gate. AI isn't here to run your operations entirely alone. It's actually here to empower you. Sure, AI can crunch literally millions of variables in the blink of an eye, but it's still the human who looks at that output and decides, okay, do we prioritize the cheapest shipping route today or the happiest customer? In plain terms, AI is just a layer of intelligence, helping teams make better decisions with data. It spots patterns way faster than a person endlessly scrolling through a massive spreadsheet, but you are the one who ultimately balances those complex trade-offs, like cost versus speed.
Moving right along to Section 2, Limits of Manual Planning and the Problem with Scale.
Spreadsheets are amazing, right? They're incredibly flexible, but man, they become dangerously reactive when you're dealing with thousands of SKUs and super volatile demand. Think about the old way. A team might only notice a problem after stock is already run out or after a supplier has already missed their deadline. The AI-assisted way flips that entirely. It gives you the ultimate advantage in supply chain management, which is earlier timing. Because knowing that demand spiked after your inventory is already gone, totally useless. But knowing earlier, through proactive real-time signals, that gives your business options.
Now for Section 3, Real-World AI Use Cases, connecting the technology to actual decisions.
You have to remember, AI isn't some monolith. It's more like a toolbox. You've got predictive AI to estimate what might happen next, like forecasting product demand. Then there's optimization AI, which helps you choose the absolute best option under strict constraints. Think routing delivery trucks. Computer vision actually interprets physical environments, like counting inventory sitting on a shelf. And finally, generative AI, which creates or summarizes text. This one is an absolute game changer for distilling massive supplier contracts or instantly explaining complex forecast changes to your non-technical teams.
If you're looking for the strongest early use cases, they almost always fall into these specific buckets, as long as they target a single, measurable decision. Take demand forecasting. AI looks way beyond just historical sales to factor in things like weather, promotions, and regional trends. Inventory optimization keeps you from tying up vital cash flow and overstock. And warehouse slotting? This is huge. It uses AI to logically place products, putting your fast-moving items right next to the packing areas. That alone saves literally thousands of hours of unnecessary walking time over a year.
Walmart is the ultimate proof of this in action. They aren't just staring at some polished hypothetical dashboards in a lab somewhere. They're using real-time AI right now across Costa Rica, Mexico, and Canada to physically reroute inventory on the ground and drastically reduce waste. The practical takeaway for us here is that AI only generates real value when it is directly connected to physical workflows. It's completely useless if your team can't actually act on its recommendations.
But hey, it's not all sunshine and magic algorithms. Section 4, Risks and Real Failures when AI falls short.
Let's look at a fascinating cautionary tale. Why did a massive, highly anticipated rollout of AI inventory counting across North America get completely discontinued? Starbucks rolled out this AI-powered tablet system to scan shelves and count inventory across thousands of stores, but they ended up scrapping it and going right back to manual counting. Why? It failed because of what we call physical world errors. Computer vision has to be rigorously tested in messy, unpredictable, real-world conditions, not just in perfect lighting inside a lab.
For Starbucks, the system seriously struggled with misclassifying similar items. Because let's be real, shelves get messy, the lighting changes, and telling the difference between oat milk and almond milk from a weird angle can confuse humans, let alone a camera. If AI misreads your stock, it generates false confidence. And honestly, false confidence is actually much worse than knowing you have a blind spot.
So if you see any of these warning signs in your operations, stop and fix your foundational process first. Sometimes a basic dashboard is significantly better than an advanced algorithm. AI cannot magically fix chaotic operations. If your inventory records are already a mess, or if nobody even owns the final decision, throwing AI at the problem will literally just help you make the wrong decision at the speed of light. Do not use AI to hide weak operations behind impressive software.
Which brings us to Section 5, the 4-factor success framework. Let's evaluate your AI readiness.
To avoid automating a broken process, you should run every potential pilot project through this 4-factor framework. You essentially score each factor from 1 to 5. 1. Is this business pain costing you real money? 2. Is your data actually clean and reliable? 3. Does this fit seamlessly into your team's existing workflow? And 4, perhaps the most critical, can a human easily catch a mistake before it causes absolute chaos?
If you score your potential project and you hit a total between 40 and 50 points, congratulations, you have found the absolute sweet spot for a controlled, high-value pilot. But if you're scoring below a 25, pause immediately. You likely need to go back and improve your data quality, designate a career KPI, or just simply document your workflow before you even think about introducing an AI model.
Finally, Section 6, launching your first pilot. Here is your beginner action plan.
To make adoption instantly manageable for your team, you must strictly follow the rule of 1 to prevent scope creep. Please, do not try to optimize your entire logistics network at once. You want one workflow, like inventory alerts, one KPI, like your stockout rate, one dataset, say your top 100 SKUs, and exactly one low-risk pilot where humans review the output.
That rule perfectly builds into this satisfying 6-step action plan. Step 1, identify the pain, like late deliveries. Step 2, set the goal. Maybe it's ETA accuracy. Step 3, audit and ensure your transportation data is actually clean. Step 4, select the right tool, perhaps predictive AI. Step 5, test it out in just one single region. And Step 6, the absolute golden rule of all of this, keep humans in the loop. The safest path is always gradual. The AI recommends, the human approves, and you only ever automate when the risk is utterly 100% controlled.
AI is a spectacular tool for managing complexity, spotting hidden risks, and summarizing vast amounts of data. But the strongest supply chain projects out there aren't the ones with the flashiest, most advanced tech. They are the ones that simply help real people make better decisions with fewer blind spots. Keep it structured, demand clean data, and always focus on the practical decision at hand. So, before you go and write a single line of code, ask your team this: are we just automating a broken process, or are we actually improving a critical decision?